Hello and welcome to Bounding into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding into Comics. Today I got a story about WandaVision writer Jack Schaeffer revealing Marvel's feminist agenda. Before we get to that story, I'd like to ask if you could please hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you are still subscribed. YouTube sometimes likes to unsubscribe people without them knowing it for whatever reason. And then hopefully by the end of this video, I will have earned your like, and that you will give us a like, and that you will share this video with your friends and family. And then I hope you will also hit that bell for notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. With that out of the way, let's get to this story. As I said, WandaVision writer Jack Schaeffer recently revealed Marvel Studios' feminist agenda in a discussion about subverting the superhero genre. Schaeffer spoke with Variety about Marvel Studios' latest show, providing details about the design of the show, but she also provided a glimpse at Marvel's feminist agenda. First, she stated, quote, "The design of the show from early on was that we were going to front-load the TV sitcom stuff and the Twilight Zone aspects with this Lynchian vibe. Then we would get to the more cut and dry superhero fare and the blasty and people flying in the air and all the wire work in the middle of the narrative, and then we would end on this big bang." Schaeffer previously claimed she struggled to read comics. She explained, "I'm not a very good comic reader. I have a hard time digesting the storylines, and I never know which cell to look at, and I don't know, I'm a disappointment perhaps to the fandom in that way, but the imagery is always, of course, very startling and moving and inspiring, and it was Kevin Feige's idea to marry Wanda and Vision to the sitcom world." Despite claiming that, she tells Variety, quote, "Comics and comic material often have women who have epic powers on a scale that's so enormous that it could destroy the world. One has to wonder how she knows that if she has struggle actually reading the comics." Nevertheless, she continues saying, "Then the narrative often goes in a direction where she comes undone emotionally and can't control it." Schaeffer then proclaimed, "We would never allow the dialogue to be, quote, I can't control it, end quote." This attitude doesn't appear to be coming just from Schaeffer, as Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige previously detailed that a Doctor Strange cameo was cut from WandaVision. He said, "Some people might say, oh, it would have been so cool to see Doctor Strange, but it would have taken away from Wanda. We didn't want the end of the show to be commoditized to go to the next movie. Here's the white guy. Let me show you how power works." However, WandaVision does show Wanda coming undone emotionally and losing control of her powers. In fact, she loses control so much that she enslaves an entire town of people. So while she might not say that she can't control her powers, it's definitely shown throughout the show that she can't control them. So one wonders why she's making this comment in the first place, other than to virtue signal some kind of feminist agenda. And then if we actually look at what we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far, while they would not allow Wanda to utter those words are a main theme in Tony Stark, aka Iron Man's arc throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The first Iron Man film is all about his weapons falling out of his control. The second movie is his Iron Man technology being recreated by Whiplash and exploited by Justin Hammer. Stark's fear of losing control leads him to create Ultron, who tries to wipe out all of humanity. That fear also leads him to initially side against Captain America in the Civil War film. Tony Stark isn't the only character who explores the theme in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man famously struggles with his powers. In Spider-Man Homecoming, Stark has to save the day when Spider-Man attempts to jump Vulture during an arms deal. Spider-Man makes a mess of it that results in a ferry boat being split in half and sinking into the river. Fortunately, Stark is able to save the day and repair the boat and break up the arms deal, but Vulture is able to escape. Another character who struggles with the ability to control his powers is the Hulk. It's not until the first Avengers movie that he's able to control the process. Much of the first film is him struggling with his powers and trying to prevent the Hulk from doing massive damage to high population density areas. In the first Ant-Man film, Scott Lang also loses control of his suit when he first tries it on. In fact, Michael Douglas's Hank Pym tells him, "Not bad for a test drive. Keep the suit, I'll be in touch." Lang, uncontrollably shaking his head, responded, "No, no, 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 thank you." Despite all of these examples from the Marvel Cinematic Universe of male characters going through this and saying what Schaeffer says they won't allow Wanda to say to some extent, Schaeffer's claim that Wanda wouldn't say this shouldn't come as a surprise. Remember, she previously claimed, "I'm not interested in adhering to comic canon that is discriminatory in any way or that violates my values system." Well, it appears we found out one piece of comic canon that she will definitely not adhere to. Wanda will not be allowed to admit that she can't control her power. Apparently, that violates Schaeffer's values system. And it's more than likely we won't see any more scenes with Wanda where she struggles to control her power. Because remember, we've seen this before, not just in WandaVision, but in Captain America Civil War. In the very beginning, she struggles with controlling her powers and ends up blowing up a huge office building. So we probably won't be seeing anything more like that if we take Schaeffer at her words. But again, we did see her do that in the WandaVision show. But apparently, she just can't say she can't just say what we're seeing. So again, this is just really strange thing to say. It appears to be a huge feminist virtue signal, but I would not be surprised that the virtue signal actually turns into future productions. It turns into future storytelling ideas for Jack Schaeffer at Marvel Studios. And again, this is just another data point where it looks like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is on a downward trend. Let me know what you think. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics.